All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are we're back, okay? We're back. Let's make sure I'm actually live this time. Let me wait. Am I live? Hold on. Everything's been going on the fritz lately. I think we are live. Everything looks good. But yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier, I went live. I think a lot of you guys were here. I went live at 4 o'clock. And this is what happens, guys, when you don't do your research about when things happen. I just took for granted. I was like, okay, it's going to happen at 4 o'clock, maybe 5. And I can go on there. You know, I'll talk for about an hour, maybe 30 minutes. We'll see. And then Donald Trump is going to take the stage. And then I was there doing my live stream, thinking everything is normal. And then you guys told me he's not coming on for another 3 hours. And I was like, no. So I was like panicking. I was like, what do? I can't talk for 3 hours, but I don't want to end the live stream. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take the L and, retreat and then come back. So that's what I did, guys. I am back and we're back. And thank you guys for coming back. We'll see. We'll see how many of you guys are loyal and come back. But hey, we got Jeremy Brummer. We got him in the chat. And also we have Michelle in the chat. My two moderators, my favorite people in the world right there. Michelle, if you don't like the stream, she will come after you. She will hunt you down. Yeah, she's good at that. And Jeremy, he's just the man. He's just the man. Let's see who else we have in the chat. We've got Nutter Brother in the chat. We're live. Yeah, we're re-live. That's correct. We are re-live. Because that was a little oopsie on me. It's Memorial Day weekend. I went out there and, I had some food. I went outside for a while and I was like, you know what? This is another kind of historic thing. A leading Republican Party candidate or the Republican Party nominee going to the RNC. That's pretty historic. So I want to watch it and I'll make sure everyone else watches it and I'll hang out with you guys while I do. But Donald Trump is set to take the stage, I believe, at 7 o'clock. So I don't know. This is not like a typical Trump rally. So I don't know if he'll be late or not, because these libertarians, they're pretty wild. They're pretty crazy. I was texting with Lou Valentino about this earlier. He was like, man, these libertarians are crazy. Let me show you some stuff, guys, because some of them are not too happy about what's going on. But first, we do have a lot of Trump supporters that are in the that are at the RNC or the LNC. Really, really long lines. Like, look at that. Lots of Trump supporters here. It's a madhouse as usual, because anytime Donald Trump is somewhere, it's a madhouse. So yeah, we got that. We got long lines. And then this is something crazy that kind of happened. So apparently, let me read this to you. Libertarian chairwoman just threatened to call security on Trump fans if they don't give up their front row seats. So Trump fans, MAGA is being discriminated. Come on. MAGA is being discriminated. We must call the media and have them call it out, because we cannot stand for this. We're a minority and our minority is being discriminated against. Where are you at, ACLU? Where are you at? But let's watch this. I thought this was kind of crazy. So yeah, MAGA under attack in the LNC.
Share some of your seating with them, it would be great. And then I don't have to come down there like in a dress and flats, thankfully not heels, and like get in a chair fight. Because I am the chair of the party, but that is like so ugly. I don't want to like fight with people or beg and plead. Like, let's just make room for the delegates, because those are the people you're trying to persuade right now, right? Like, you're already sold. Our delegates are not sold. And President Trump is here to try to sell them and talk to their concerns. We want to make sure they're heard. So let's take like 5 or 10 minutes to try to sort it out, so I don't have to have security get involved. First 4 rows plus tables. First 4 rows plus tables. Tables had reserve signs on them too.
But hear me out. It was a vote.
Let's start with the first 4 and see what progress we can make. We're gonna start.
And there is no break.
All right, so that's what we have going on at the Libertarian National Convention. You know, I find a lot of libertarians, you know, and there's, like I said before, there's a big debate over what is an actual libertarian. You know, all these hardcore libertarians, a lot of times, you know, once libertarianism gets too mainstream, you know, they don't. It's like the hipsters. You guys remember the hipsters? And there's some still floating around there, but I'm a millennial, so like the hipsters were a thing when I was in college, and hipsters really did not like mainstream stuff. You know, they would always try to find these niche things, niche music, the niche coffee shop, this and that. The Libertarian Party, like some of these hardcore libertarians are kind of like that. And they're hardcore. And anytime something gets too mainstream or they get associated with something that's mainstream, there's a mass exodus of all these, you know, weirdos. And I'm not saying the Libertarian Party is full of weirdos. I'm not, because I actually respect libertarianism a lot. There's whatever I mean by that. I mean, I believe there's a lot of good ideas that come out of the Libertarian Party, and I agree with a lot that they have to say. But I don't know what's going to really come of this. Let me exit out of that. Because perfect example. Someone like this guy, he made a motion at the Libertarian National Convention for Donald Trump to go F himself, and the crowd went wild. Yeah, this is just par for the course at the Libertarian National Convention. And, you know, I mean, whatever, freedom of speech. I think it's funny. They do it. They just do it, and they throw this stuff up. I mean, what does this even mean? Like, I'm not even threatened by this. I think it's funny. Well, this is what happened.
Microphone number 3, question of privilege. Madam Chair, delegate from Connecticut, Dan Reel. I have a time-sensitive motion that pertains to RFK and Donald Trump's speaking time, and the motion was submitted hours in advance in writing, and we have filibustered our way out of avoiding a motion co-sponsored by 43 delegates that everyone wants to hear and debate.
Mr. Dosbach.
Oh my God. Point of order.
She just ignored
Your point of order is not a point of order. Is that Mr. Reel?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's not a point of order, and I'm going to continue with.
You're going to alienate 43 co-sponsoring delegates.
You're going to.
The media sees you doing it right now.
Mr. Dosbach? No,
yes.
Because the vote, it's 29 people who.
Ms. McGardle, I'd like to propose that we go tell Donald Trump to go fuck himself.
Oh. Big tough libertarian.
My motion too.
They're all so mad.
Libertarian convention looking to nominate libertarians.
Mr.
We do not need to give that time to non-libertarians.
This is not a GOP cuckolding convention.
You guys, we're almost through it. Please settle down.
And they all yell F Donald Trump. And then they make a motion to vacate the chair because they're mad because she's not going to do anything about this motion to F Donald Trump. So whatever that means. So, you know, the Libertarian Party, I mean, this kind of stuff happens all the time at the Libertarian National Convention. I don't know if you guys were watching the little short stream I did earlier, but I showed you guys Vermin Supreme, the guy who wears a boot on his head. And that's, you know, I find it hard. I'm not criticizing the Libertarian Party because this is kind of what the Libertarian Party, they stand for. They stand for this freedom like this, freedom of speech above all, freedom of speech, you know, freedom to bear arms and all that. So they take advantage of this freedom to do some wild things. So to me, I'm like, whatever, you do you. I don't think it's proper decorum, and it's kind of bad publicity, but, you know, some of them really don't care. They like that environment. But someone who did come out and was the adult in the room is someone I actually have a lot of respect for. This guy right here, Dave Smith. I think he's a brilliant, he's, in my opinion, the most brilliant libertarian out there. A lot of respect for him. If you guys hear him talk, if you guys hear him on podcasts, he's a very articulate, well-spoken individual. I wish I was as well-spoken as this guy, but he came out and he kind of try to quiet the audience down a little
There are
bit.
members of the Libertarian Party, and there are people who came here to support Donald Trump. Listen, I have a message for both of you individually. I hear you. To the members of the Libertarian Party, which I am also one. Guys, listen, here's my message to the libertarians here. The former president of the United States of America and the current frontrunner to be the next president is here to talk to you. We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful. I'm not telling you have to agree with him, and I'm not telling you have to cheer for him. But we're not having like Jordan Peterson at Berkeley event here. And the message we're sending to the world is not that we can't handle ideas that we disagree with. We are libertarians. We are constantly surrounded by ideas that we disagree with. We're in Washington, D.C., for God's sake. And here's my message to the Donald Trump.
Yeah, so it looks like there has been some TDS that has seeped into the Libertarian Party, some Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. But Dave Smith, being the adult in the room, like, listen, hey, we're libertarians. Like, why are we out there saying F Donald Trump in the crowd? I mean, you can think that. We all can think. But at the end of the day, why are you trying to, like, get him not to be able to talk? He's the former president of the United States, and he is the nominee for the Republican Party. Show some respect. And he's coming here to share with you, like to address you. Like that should be something you guys appreciate. But a lot of them, they don't, because they're mad because they feel like, you know, a vermin supreme should be up there talking and whatnot. And you know, I think that is it's a thing that I believe that libertarians, they're known for that. They're known for being rowdy. Oh yeah, I was showing this video earlier. That was Donald Trump on his way to DC for the Libertarian National Convention. Of course, Vivek Ramaswamy is there. I showed this video earlier. I think he is the perfect person to be there. To kind of reach out, to try to bridge the gap between America First, because I don't like saying Republican. I don't like identifying myself with the Republican Party, honestly. I think of myself as the America First Party. I don't like the Republicans. I don't like rhinos. I think we're infiltrated with rhinos and deep state, what do you call them? Deep state uniparty individuals who pretend, and you guys all know what those are. But I think, I mean, Vivek, he could be deep state. I don't know. If he is, he's very good at masking himself, but he's there. He's spreading the message of Donald Trump and hopefully bridging the gap. And I think he's a perfect one to do this. But
there are core issues.
Here's
to the
Vivek.
First movement, and there are core issues to the people who are in this room. I think there is a fusion of interests. I think there's a fusion of interests. I believe everybody in this room should do everything they can, work together with Donald Trump, and if I'm part of it, with me in the next administration, to actualize those policies. Yes, I think that's the best approach for the United States of America. There are core issues.
Yeah, I think the Libertarians and America First, I think that they should caucus together. They should reach across the aisle and do a little bit of, you know, a little bit of working together. You know, they're always talking about the Republicans and the Democrats working together. You know, this is something that the mainstream media is talking about all the time. Hey, we should have Republicans and Democrats actually reaching across the aisle and working together. I think the America First people and the Libertarian people should work together. I think that is a perfect combination. And, you know, each side gets a little bit of what they want, because I think that the Libertarians could influence Donald Trump, and I think that they should, because I think a lot of their ideas, their values are very important. Liberty is a libertarian's number one value. And then I also believe that America First could influence the Libertarian Party a little bit, and maybe we could come together and have a stronghold where we could take on this deep state, where we can take on this uniparty better, where we can take on these elites that have such a stronghold on the country. Also, RFK is there. Yes, I know you guys love RFK. Jeremy Brummer, his favorite person in the world is RFK. Just kidding. I'm kidding about that. But apparently the RFK people are attempting to sabotage Donald Trump with squeezy chicken squeak toys. Yes, I said that correctly. Squeezy or chicken squeak toys to squeeze. Okay. And I guess they're going to try to sabotage Donald Trump. And it says debate RFK on the squeezy chicken chick toys.
That stage around 8 o'clock, but RFK has been passing these out. These are rubber chickens he was giving out to people here at the convention, David, telling them debate Bobby. And so they say tonight people are going to be squeezing these, I guess, when Trump's on that stage because they want to see
I hate those things.
To take him on the debate stage. Back to you.
I love the Libertarians. All right, Alexis, thank you.
Donald Trump to take that stage.
All right, who do we got in the chat? Okay, let me see. Let's go to the chat over here. Who do we got in the chat? Okay, we got Jeremy Brummer. Jeremy Brummer, my newest mod. He's in the chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you modding for me. This guy he's commented on all my videos. He's on all my live streams. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. We got Michelle, of course. And yeah, Willie says he's like number 65. Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Have you hit that like yet? Yeah, you better, because if you don't, Michelle, right here. Michelle will hunt you down. That's what I have. That's what I have Michelle for. She's scary when you don't hit the like button. Trust me. Willie says Trump, Trump, Trump. Sarah Gray says, interesting how vile and disrespectful. Why not listen to what the man has to say? I agree. That's what libertarians are. They're all about liberty and freedom of speech and all these things. What can it hurt? Closed-minded nonsense. Trump wants to help those ungrateful pieces of, you know what. Aries says, love of Vivek. Can't wait to see where he ends up with politics. I do too. I hope he's not a disappointment. I've loved Vivek early on. Early on, I've been a big Vivek fan before he was even cool. GJ True says, I'm a Republican first, but we need to change our party. I agree. I've had it with the Republican Party. Most of my politics align with a lot of Republicans. When I say Republicans, I don't mean like Republicans as politician Republicans. I mean Republicans who vote Republican, like just regular people. So I think that there's a disconnect there. So I like to consider myself America first. Ari says, Andrew, it's Vivek. Yeah, if you guys notice, I always butcher names. I butcher names all the time. I flip back and forth. I learn how to properly pronounce a name, and then I always end up saying it wrong here and there. Anna says, I'm America first also. That's awesome. Jeremy says, I like Vivek, but he's not VP material. He should be in the Trump intel. Yeah, anywhere in Trump's party or in Trump's cabinet or whatever, I think he'd do great. What else we got? Michelle says, quit, I'm woke. I won't hunt anyone down. Hey, I gotta make people think that you will. That's the whole. I mean, I'm a Democrat Party because the Democrat Party operates under fear, right? They like to scare everybody. You know, they have a whole population out there in a tizzy, just absolutely horrified about Donald Trump and what could happen if Donald Trump becomes president. So apparently it works. So I'm using some of their tactics. So everybody watch out. Michelle, she'll come for you. Ben says he's a Democrat. No to RFK. I agree. No to RFK. All right, let's see what else we got here. So we watched the video, the chicken squeaky toy video. Clint Russell. They had a little, I guess, fireside chat, if you will. And he was talking about some of his reservations about Donald Trump. What's going to happen with all this money that goes overseas. And that's something that I'm also worried about. I think we should stop sending billions of dollars overseas, especially until we at least take care of our own country. I think we have a lot of problems in our own country, but this was Clint Russell. I believe he is he a VP candidate? I think Clint Russell is a VP candidate. Don't quote me on that, but I believe he is. But him and Dave Smith and Vivek had a little conversation. This is what he had to say.
Trump was president for 4 years.
Do you think we've seen much to indicate that the people in this room will be shaping his policy in any meaningful way if he's in again?
This probably isn't going to make me any friends in the GOP, but I'm going to tell the truth because that's what I promised you guys on the stage just about an hour ago. I'm very concerned about some of the maneuvers that I've seen and some of the rumors that I've heard, particularly when it comes to the foreign aid package that was passed just last month. You have Lindsey Graham, you have a handful of Boris Johnson, God knows how that fat idiot would know, but he also said that Donald Trump was ultimately the one that was responsible for greenlighting $100 billion additional dollars that are going to proxy wars against nuclear powers. That is not America first. That is not make America great again. That is neoconservatism. That is Nikki Haley. That is the person that you ended their political career. Tell me why Donald Trump is better, because I can't see it. I don't understand what's happening there. So I had somebody in it.
And I don't know if Vivek was allowed to respond, but I sure hope Donald Trump doesn't greenlight all this stuff. But okay, let's go back to this view right here. So we are live now at the Libertarian National Convention. I'll turn this on.
Passed by Congress in the last year. There's another stack 13 feet tall, 100,000 pages long. That consists of laws made by unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats. Is that just? My version of Article 1, Section 7 says that you cannot make a federal law without the House and the Senate.
So we have, who is this guy? I forgot his name.
The president and having him sign it.
But before we,
without that, there is no
before Donald Trump takes the stage,
do you know who recognizes that and wants to reverse this trend?
read some from you guys. Another brother says, Candace Owens for VP. I love Candace. John Parsons says, you mean we don't need 961 military bases spread all over the world? You know what? I think it's probably beneficial to keep an eye on these countries, but we can't keep an eye on countries so much to where we forget about our country. You know what I mean? I understand the relevance to it, but I think there's a lot of corrupt people taking advantage of this money that's going overseas. That's just my personal opinion. We need to stop that.
I have a pair of Nike basketball shoes with Article 1, Section 8 inscribed on the back.
Ben Vineyard says, yes, they have, and you can see them whispering they have a plan. Vivek for Secretary of State, yes. Mike Lee, thanks, John. I appreciate that. Sometimes I forget these things. Mike Lee. Okay. Let's tune in here, guys. I'll stop talking for a little bit.
Question about the intersection.
And let's hear what Mike Lee has to say.
Ever imagined. I'm going to imitate him for you. President Trump, I apologize in advance if you're offended by this, but there's no way I can communicate the full effect of what I'm doing it in his voice. So here's what he said. Mike, what would happen if somebody came onto the Senate floor and they objected based on the absence of a quorum while the Senate was in a pro forma session? I won't give you the whole thing. It was really long. It was complicated. And I said, sir, I could answer that question. It'd probably take me a few hours. I would have to consult a few Senate rules experts and a couple of other lawyers, but I think I can get you the answer. That's okay. I got time. Go talk to Johnny. So I found this guy, Johnny. We assembled the necessary lawyers, Senate rules experts. Took us several hours. By the time we got it done, I watched Johnny through this like 10, 12-step answer. And I said, you've got this. And all of a sudden he said, no, you're going to have to come with me to explain it. I can't do it. So I went back to the Oval Office with him. Thought he's probably left by now. It was dark. Walked in. He was on the edge of his seat. Oh, come on in. Pence, Kellyanne, Meadows, he rallied the staff. So I gave him the answer to this question. It was complicated. And at the end of it, he goes, Mike, when the rest of us were 16, we were out chasing girls, doing crazy stuff. And then he gets this really pained look on his face. But then I think about you at that age. And you're not doing that, Mike. You're at home sitting at a desk and you're studying the Senate rules and the Constitution. Am I right? And I said, well, I did like girls at that age, but yes, you're not far off. I was doing that stuff too. And he goes, I knew it. And then he turned to his staff assembled and he said, and yet he has a beautiful wife. I don't know how he did it.
I like Mike Lee.
Look.
I think he's a good one.
My message is this. The federal government has become too big and too expensive because it's doing crap it was never intended to do.
Facts.
We have been on a collision course with socialism since April 12, 1937, the day the Supreme Court of the United States bastardized the Commerce Clause, and by so doing, it almost destroyed the vertical protection we call federalism. No sooner had that happened than Congress panicked over its newfound authority over labor, manufacturing, agriculture, mining, health, safety, welfare, and we stopped passing laws and we started delegating the lawmaking power. The result of all this has been really bad for the American people. It's been good only for a few people in Washington, D.C., home to 8 of the 10 wealthiest counties in America. We've got to return that power back where it belongs, to the people. So I'm here to ask you, don't settle for big government. Expect constitutional government. Demand that we restore federalism and separation of powers. Donald Trump may not agree with you on everything, but I can tell you he will agree with you a whole hell of a lot more than that nutball in the White House or anybody else on the ticket. I encourage you, take a listen to Donald Trump, support Donald Trump, restore the Constitution. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a very, very mixed crowd over there. Yeah, it's a very, very mixed crowd. There's not a whole lot of happy people over there. So there's a lot of happy, but there's a whole lot of unhappy as well. It's going to be a hard crowd for Donald Trump, let me tell you.
Moments away from Donald Trump taking the stage, people on their chairs chanting Donald Trump.
Oh, man.
Making
fun stuff.
Well. So as you can see, this is going to be an interesting night. Buckle up for this ride here at the Libertarian National Convention. I'm Vanessa Broussard. So good to see you here with us.
I'm legit. I'm excited about this one. Donald Trump is known for his crowd work. So he's better be on his A game today, let me tell you. Okay?
With the Birch Gold Group.
He better be on his A game. All right, let's
customers, make sure that
while they are
go to them if you have any concern about your future plans.
While they're doing all that stuff.
Help you convert IRAs and 401ks, precious metals, you name it. They can.
While we're waiting for Donald Trump, let's look at some of these.
When it comes to your future, plan for yourself, your kids, your grandkids.
Oh yeah, Ben Vineyard, Mike Lee is great. Emma says chaos. Yeah, libertarians they're proud of some chaos.
Again, text
they like that. They like the chaos.
9898. A representative.
John Parsons, Mike Lee is a lot better than the other Utah senator. What's his name? Mitt Romney. Yeah, Mitt Romney. Yeah, Mitt Romney is the worst. I'm telling you, he's the absolute worst. He came out and said some stuff about Donald Trump being in court, stuck in court. It's like, are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? You know it's a sham. I want to be surprised if he had something to do with it.
Monitor this. For President Trump to take
Nutter brother Nikki Haley can go back to the UN to try again. Nikki Haley can go back anywhere other than D.C. It'd be great.
Washington, D.C.
Michelle says AG Ken Paxton from Texas will be Donald Trump's pick for his AG, Attorney General. That, I believe, I've heard a lot of whispers of that as well, and I think that's a fantastic choice for Attorney General. Lala said, everyone, please show some love and thumbs up. Yes, if you guys are watching the stream, please smash. No, you don't have to smash that like button, okay? Everyone always says that. Just tap it lightly. Just brush it. If you have a touchscreen phone, just barely tap it. Just put your finger on it. Okay. Carl says federal government employs 3 million people, including contractors. Insane. Yeah. John Parsons says Mike Lee would make a very good Supreme Court justice. Yeah. I think so. I do know the Democrats are trying to stack the Supreme Court, which is, I think, a terrible idea.
We're not like the
but
other media
Democrats, they're always flush with terrible ideas, right? They never run out of them. When are Democrats going to run out of terrible ideas? I just wish they would at some point, but they don't.
Trump's speeches and rallies, we continue to do to this day.
Yeah, come on, Patriots, give it a big thumbs up. Yes. Emma said Ken was run through the mill. Trump himself said he's considering Ken Paxton. Yes, he is.
Yes. Around the country.
All right.
We were made for people.
So we got Donald Trump probably taking the stage
Everyday
here in the next few minutes. I say probably because Donald Trump's always late.
Who are tired of being
But it's gonna
lied
be-
to,
it's gonna be
manipulated,
interesting.
and fed an agenda.
Thank
Our
you guys.
people here at Right Side
Oh, I
Broadcast
just saw it pop to Donald Trump. I was like, is he there? Is he there? No, he's not there.
and commentators a wide latitude to speak.
All right, let's read more from you guys. Cash Patel, yes, Cash Patel is my man. I love Cash Patel. Yes.
Support through your donations, locals, and
Mainstream media moving all this hate tonight. Yeah, there's
important events.
anytime Donald Trump goes to a place
Every day.
that might be hostile towards him,
So,
or even
us here at Right Side
even the
Broadcast
chance, even the possibility that he's going to have some, hostile individuals in the crowd, they blow it up to like the big. They make a mountain out of a molehill. That's how you say it.
Here in Washington, D.C., I'm Vanessa Broussard with Right Side Broadcasting Network. It is a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for spending your Saturday night here with us. It's been a great time already. Very enthusiastic crowd, as you can see if you've been watching with us tonight. And as the night goes
very
on,
enthusiastic.
the more vocal they get. So this is the first time in 50 years that a presidential candidate from one of the main parties has spoken at the Libertarian National
50 years.
Convention, and President Trump
pretty
has
impressive.
agreed to do just
It's a
that
long time.
this year. So this is a very historic night. This is a very anticipated night, and just to let you know that this crowd is very vocal about their beliefs and the policies that they stand for. And so that, with that being said, President Trump is expected to come on this stage, and he will be met with all kinds of different personalities in the crowd. Now, not your usual MAGA supporters and MAGA enthusiasts who come to his rallies.
Yeah, to say the least.
This is a group of libertarians.
Like I said, I used to dabble in libertarianism.
Put a candidate in office.
Very outspoken people.
From the Trump campaign.
Very, very outspoken
President Trump
people.
will talk a lot about education reform and also being anti-war, and hopefully get the nod of these libertarians here at this convention, and also the 700,000 plus
I think the criticism I have
across America who are registered to vote
of libertarians, they're very
the
zero sum. A lot of libertarians feel like they're playing a zero sum game.
Well, they have over 120.
And I think this is a good opportunity for them to reach across and work together
Maybe someone on President Trump's
with
cabinet,
a
administration,
a group of
They just
people,
want somebody that they
a
can
large
go
group
to
of people all over the United
for their
States,
beliefs. Now, the Libertarian
where they
Party
can gain
and
some
the
steam.
conservative
They can implement their
movement, the
ideas in
Republican
some
Party
ways.
have a lot of similarities.
That's
but
my
there are
criticism
some
about
differences as
libertarianism.
well, and that's why
Or people who identify as libertarian.
are
They're very zero sum. It's, my way or the highway. No negotiation whatsoever.
their beliefs. So, with that being said, it's going to be very interesting on this historic night. The first time we've seen this in 50 years.
But, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching, Donald Trump should be taking the stage anytime soon. As usual, he is late. He is late.
Taking the stage at the Libertarian National Convention. In the front, you have a lot of libertarians. They rearranged some of the seats.
Andrea says, where is this being held? I believe they are in D.C., so they are in the belly of the beast.
Vote, so you'll see them
They are right where all of their enemies are.
toward the back. You will see voters from the Libertarian
Dawn says, libertarians are my favorite people, but I'm voting Trump.
who will.
I love libertarians as well.
They will vote for President
I
Trump.
have
You see a lot of MAGA hats. and MAGA
entertained a lot of libertarian ideas, and it's probably why I'm America first now, to be honest with you. I consider myself,
Tonight, you're going to see a lot of
I
different
consider myself a little bit libertarian. I really do.
some RFK.
Ben Vineyard said, we have to vote Republican all the way down. Yeah. This is not like a campaign. Like I believe in libertarians to the point where we should vote libertarian.
And I see.
I don't think
all around the room,
libertarianism,
standing on chairs.
as it stands right now, I don't think it could be implemented in a wide societal scale. I think it's kind of unmanageable unless you have a very well, unless you have a population or society that can manage themselves very well. And I don't believe we're anywhere near that,
standing on chairs,
unless everyone just is able to self-govern. But I don't think that's possible. I think there's a lot of people out there that can't self-govern. I think there's a lot of people out there that just, they're not able. They don't have,
It's going to be a ride.
they just don't have it in them. There has to be rules.
Because when we usually
There has to
go
be
a
strict
Trump
rules.
rally or a Trump
And when you don't
speech or a
have
dinner
that,
where President Trump is
things will devolve
speaking,
into chaos and
you
anarchy
see a
eventually.
lot of Republicans,
Which
and
there
a
are some
lot of
anarchists out there
conservatives who
as
want
well.
a change.
Nutter Brother says they are in FJB country.
And someone who wants to raise your family in an America that your grandparents
What do you mean
were
that?
raised
Oh,
in.
I think you mean, yeah, right here. No. Well, this Libertarian National Convention is definitely in Biden country because D.C. is very much so Biden country.
It goes on and on, just what our forefathers wanted for
Her says,
country. Well, a lot of
no
people
wars
want
under
the
Trump.
same
That's a
thing,
great point.
but there are
And this is where the Libertarians should look at his record and be like, okay, you know, Trump, he didn't have any wars. I agree on him on this thing.
If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for subscribing to the RSBN YouTube channel. Good to see you here with us on Right Side tonight on this Saturday evening on a holiday weekend. We appreciate you being here.
I kind of miss Brian Glenn. You guys remember the blonde-haired guy that dated MJ or Marjorie Taylor Greene? I kind of miss him. I think he was cool.
Where those brave men and women are buried who died for us and our freedoms to live in this wonderful country. And so my thoughts and prayers are with all of the men and women, the family members who have lost loved ones. And
do you guys think?
And of course,
do you guys think it's kind of hard to talk when the audio is on here? Sorry. Do you guys think that Donald Trump would read the snake tonight?
Every time you go in, if you've never
You guys
been,
think he
every
will?
time you step on the ground,
I kind of wonder.
the hair stands up on your arms, and you can just feel it in your heart. And
I
your
think
soul.
he might.
Sorrow, the sadness, but also the gratitude.
I wonder how many of the Libertarian people have seen the snake
Think of them and all the families
or have heard
who
the
mourn
snake.
on this Memorial Weekend. We're going to continue to show you the crowds as we wait for President Trump.
All right. Well, we're waiting for Trump, guys. I'm gonna leave that on in the background so we can hear it.
Washington D.C. President Trump should be here any moment now.
Let's go on Twitter. Let's see what's going on Twitter.
His campaign says he's ready. He's ready for this bunch, this crowd, this group that he's not used to speaking of.
We got Dave Smith. Okay, I think we watched something like that earlier. All right. Not much new.
We'll also see if he goes
There's
off
really not much about this on Twitter,
during his
honestly.
speeches. We love to hear him go off his speech, off topic, off.
There's our friend. There's our buddy George right there.
Personality comes out that we love to see, that we love to hear, and so we'll see tonight if he goes off prompter and talks more from the heart instead of a script. So it's all to be determined. We'll see, but we're just moments away.
Moments away. I guess Libertarian delegates ejecting Trump supporters and press while demanding a front row seat. So I guess it's this guy right here. Is it this guy?
Any of the social media platforms, please continue to do so. Chime in, chat with me. Love getting to meet
Yeah, so Mark Tippett. I guess Mark Tippett is not a real libertarian.
Been
They're like another group.
communicating with me.
The left breaks people up into these groups, and now libertarians are like another marginalized group, and they get very, very upset
now X
when someone else encroaches into their or goes into their space because they feel like they are the ones. This is my safe libertarian space. That's not true libertarianism. Okay, it really isn't.
On my social media platforms after this event concludes. So give me a follow. Let me know where you're watching from. Would love to connect with all of you. Join the conversation as well. You can always send me messages.
We got some Trump chants. Let's hear this.
Violations of the non-aggression principle.
There we go. We got Trump and then we got booze. So very, very split crowd tonight. I hope this crowd doesn't come to blows. All right. I want to make sure we don't miss Trump. So let's go back over here. Let's watch Mike Lindell's fantastic ad, right? And let's read some chats while we wait for Donald Trump to go up to the Libertarian Party and see what he has to say. Does everyone believe everything they hear? That guy was really something else. Anna. Did I scroll up too far? Oh yeah, John Parsons say I have libertarian beliefs also, but it's simply impractical. They are too idealistic. Yes, I think libertarian. If you get anything from the Libertarian Party, I think you should cherry pick some of their ideas because I think they do have really, really good ideas, and that's what I did. My ideology consists of cherry picked ideas from the Libertarian Party. I think implementing it on like a mass scale, I think is a little bit impractical, like you're saying. But some of their ideas are very important. Very, very important. Don says some people want to be controlled. This is true. Michelle says keep chatting it up so the stream gets out. Yeah, guys, throw something in the chat. I made a specific thing on my stream now because I don't stream from StreamYard. I don't use any of the streaming softwares. I use just straight up this OBS for my computer. So I made a specific window to show the chat because I love reading the chat. I love hearing from you guys. Don says I flipping love Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is a firebrand, that's for sure. Her says he's in a room full of snakes. I wouldn't put it that way. I don't want to call libertarians snakes. I think libertarians are very well-meaning people. I really believe that. Some of them could be quite odd. But Dave Smith, I think, I think he's the best representation of a libertarian.
We are about 3 to 4 minutes away from President Trump taking the stage, starting his speech. I'm seeing more security come out from side doors and behind the curtains as we await President Trump.
So very soon, guys, we will have Donald Trump coming out. If you guys are watching, please smash that like button or tap it softly, whatever you prefer. And share the stream, you guys.
Walking around,
feel
talking
like
with people.
Share that stream.
And also, again, security is really showing up in full force as we await President Trump. Just about 2 minutes now. So be sure.
Timmy Norfolk says, I'm a full-fledged member of the Trump Party.
For live coverage tonight, we'll
yes.
air the entire speech.
I agree. I think when people say America first, I think that means the Trump Party.
It may be something that the news media will be talking about for a long time. But the people here have been warned that even though the president may not have the same views as you, be polite, be respectful for the former president and the soon-to-be Republican nominee for president. So even those who are here who may not fully align.
Hey, okay, hold on. We got Firebrand Media back in the chat. Firebrand Media, George is in the chat.
And they just want their voices heard. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here starting in the next couple of minutes.
Trump is going to cook as per usual. Yeah, you know what?
Just a quick reminder before
this is going to test his crowd working skills. It really is going to.
See Agenda 47.
I think Trump has the best crowd work. But libertarians, they are rowdy. They're a rowdy, ornery bunch. So we'll see. We'll see how he handles the crowd here.
And while you are there,
and honestly, I believe the crowd should show respect to Donald Trump. I know they're libertarians, but
the Palm
that doesn't mean that they shouldn't respect the former president. They should respect him and appreciate the fact that he came to their party
every single night
to extend an olive branch and say, hey, we agree on so many things. We can work together on a lot of these things.
Truth and transparency.
We can caucus together, or whatever the word is.
In a newsletter. So you'll have right sides that we hope that you have already signed up for.
Michelle, I would send George a link, but as it stands now, the software I'm using is not set up right now for guests. So solo stream right now. I'm trying to work all the details of getting guests into the stream.
Which is a nightly newsletter that you'll get to your email. Both newsletters, Palm Beach newsletter, RSBN newsletter.
Terry says, I checked the Libertarian Convention YouTube page and it shows a empty stage and they are all asking, where is everyone?
Signed up for
really?
The Palm
It's not live?
Playbook.
Well, there's an empty stage here right now, so I guess everyone's just sitting around waiting for Trump.
All right,
But I was watching it earlier, and there was a lot of empty stages throughout the day. Throughout the last couple days. George says, I haven't done my makeup yet. And guys, trust me, you don't want to see George without makeup on. It is a sight to see, let me tell you. It is a sight to see.
Here inside the ballroom at the Hilton in D.C.
All right. Let's see what else is going on down here.
They had to bring in extra chairs earlier as more people started coming in. They brought in extra seating, but it is still standing room only.
Standing room only. Let's go. That'd be
Me. Just remember.
Quite the speech to see.
I firmly believe that if you're going to have a heckler, maybe just one or two or three, that the mainstream media is going to run with it for days.
Yes, Laura Loomer has her people there as
what
well.
You're seeing here tonight, and determine for yourself what you see. Don't let the mainstream media try to convince you one way or another. Make your own decisions about what you see here tonight. But you'll see it all over social media. You'll see it all over the internet and on air. They're going to have a heyday with this if things go a little awry, maybe for a couple of minutes.
Any minute. Any minute. We're waiting. Come on, Trump. Let's hear it.
Wanting to reach all of America who is
I wonder
Americans, no matter the party.
I feel like he can't just give a regular campaign rally speech. He's going to have to he's going to have to twist it up a little bit here. It can't be normal.
President as well. I am working.
Kind of like how he kind of changed it up for the Bronx, his rally in the Bronx. I think he's going to have to do something similar.
A lot of MAGA hats here tonight. Good
with
to see.
The Libertarian Party.
He's going
to have to tailor it just a little bit for the Libertarian Party. Kind of. And he probably has advisors for all these things, but I'm just like speculating here. I wonder what's going to be different about his normal campaign speech going to the Libertarian Party.
When you get here,
and talking to them.
Trump supporters who have already decided in the Libertarian Party that they're voting for Donald Trump. They're here tonight. They're wearing their gear. They're wearing their MAGA hats. That's the truth. You've seen it tonight. We've panned the crowd. You see
it's going to be such a great,
you hear them chanting.
Great duo, Libertarian Party and America First MAGA. Great duo.
Any minute now before President Trump.
Sarah says, I have to remind the adults to behave is ridiculous. I hope they show respect and listen. Trump rallies are upbeat and enthusiastic. That's okay, so let's see here. Here's Forbes. What does Forbes have to say about this? Man, these ads are just out of control, aren't they? Hold on a second. I gotta... Alright. Trump's decision to leave out WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange from his final list of presidential pardons has not gone down well with his supporters on mainstream media, on the mainstream and fringe of social media platforms, with several Assange supporters. I just don't get why that's just all the way to the side like that. Several Trump supporters believe Assange, who faces life in prison if successfully extradited, would receive clemency from the president, as WikiLeaks had leaked a collection of emails from the DNC. So, I wonder, mainstream media, they must be just lying, I guess? I don't know. I didn't know that. I did not know that he pardoned him. I did not know that happened. All right. What do you guys have to say about this? All right. I read part of an article. I guess there was an allegation made. Maybe he did. I don't know. Uh-oh. Something going on? No. All right. Sarah says, I'm married to a Democrat libertarian. He's a good man. but just will not go to Trump. I don't get it. You know what? Some people are just never Trumpers. You got to put up with those people in your life. That's okay. That's okay. It happens. Michelle says you won't find it. Only a very few people know of it. Look up on X under Chaos Coordinator. I'll have to look up that. I'll have to look that up later, Michelle. Jeremy says he talked about it, but I'm sure the Four Eyes had a lot to do with the decision to not pardon at that time. Okay. Krista says he's got this. I wonder who was helping him prepare for tonight. Probably, maybe Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek, I think he's a great person to bridge that gap. I really believe Vivek being there is the perfect person to bridge that gap, because he's, for the longest time, he said that we need to get rid of the FBI. We need to abolish all of these agencies. We need to shrink them down, these intelligence agencies. I think they have way too much power. I agree with him. The libertarian part of me really agrees with Vivek on a lot of things. So I bet Vivek is helping him prepare for what he's going to say to the libertarians. Because Vivek is no dummy. He knows exactly what these libertarians want to hear. He knows exactly what is important to them. And so we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting speech, guys. TWW says on November 2, 2020, signed EO. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, I just went up. I should have went down. Okay, here we go. Rand Paul. I love Rand Paul. No Vivek for VP. I disagree. I like, okay, shoot me. Shoot me. I like Vivek. I know some people like him, some people don't. But I just, he just says all the right things. I really like him a lot. All right, where are we at? Donald Trump building the momentum as usual. What do you guys think of this music? Is it good? It's kind of nice to listen to something in the background. Man, Trump better hurry up, because I'm running out of words. I'm running out of things to say. Trump, come on. I want to hear you. All right. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Anything new? Any more drama at the Libertarian National Convention? U.S. national debt. Yes, it's over $34 trillion. Absolutely insane. I wonder how much of that $34 trillion actually went to helping the United States. Probably a couple dollars. The rest went to the Middle East and Israel and Ukraine.
Angela McArdle, chair of the Libertarian National Convention.
All right. Now we got something happening. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Please smash that like button, tap it, lightly brush it.
Loud, loud, loud.
What a beautiful What a beautiful crowd. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You know, I also invited Joe Biden, and he did not attend. We have an incredible opportunity tonight, and I'm really grateful for it. Never in the history of the Libertarian Party has a former president and front-runner candidate for the presidency come to speak specifically to our concerns. Thank you all for making history with us. I want to continue this trend, so let's work towards that. I really appreciate you all. And without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Mixed reaction. One.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Angela, for that introduction. And I am truly honored to be invited here tonight as the first president in American history to address the Libertarian National Convention. Great honor. A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this Libertarian Convention, and you know, it's an interesting question, isn't it? But we're going to have a lot of fun. Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things. So if I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now. And unlike Joe Biden, I don't throw people in jail for disagreeing with me. I don't do that. I want to thank some people that have been really outstanding, and they are great libertarians and great people. Ambassador Rick Grinnell, Senator Mike Lee, Kash Patel, and Senate candidate who's going to win from Virginia, Hung Cao. I also want to pay our deepest respects to the two young missionaries from Missouri, Davy and Natalie Lloyd, that were viciously killed yesterday in Haiti. It was a horrible thing, and I just want to pay our respects to their families. They're great families, incredible people, and it's a very, very sad moment. What happened was so horrible. So to Davy and Natalie, please, thank you very much. I'd also like to express my gratitude to all the fierce champions of freedom in this room. You are champions of freedom. You are indeed. And I'm here to talk to you about the rise of left-wing fascism in the country and to need to defeat the corrupt and incompetent tyrant in the White House, crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States. He is the worst president by far in the history of the United States. In fact, I would say that Jimmy Carter is very happy tonight because he goes down as being a brilliant president by comparison. Everyone here tonight believes that we must fight for the same fundamental freedoms: freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of the right to own a firearm, and freedom over taxation. Oh, that was interesting. Then you're going to like me, firearm, you're going to like me. Nobody better than me. And we just got the full NRA, the strongest endorsement they've ever given the NRA, so that's good. Freedom from over-regulation, freedom from government discrimination, and we believe that we do not have a free country if we do not have free speech, and very strongly believe that. We stand opposed to government tyranny in all of its many forms. We are opposed to a government that spies on political campaigns. I wonder who that might be. like they did on me, spies on the American people, censors us, and crushes the rights of its own citizens, which the Biden administration does. We want government out of our business, out of our wallets, and out of our lives. That's what we want. We believe that Marxism is an evil doctrine straight from the ashes of hell. Having Marxism in our government is intolerable, and teaching it to our children is considered to us child abuse. We believe that the job of the United States military is not to wage endless regime change wars around the globe, senseless wars. The job of the United States military is to defend America from attack and invasion here at home. We believe that property rights are fundamental to a free society and that Joe Biden's rampant inflation is a monstrous theft from the American people. It's a theft. We believe that the greatest threat to our country is not from enemies abroad. It's the tyrants, communists, fascists, and thugs attacking our rights and liberties from within. And above all else, we live by the words of the great American patriot, Patrick Henry, "Give me liberty or give me death." Our rights and freedoms have never been more in danger than they are right now. That is why I have come to extend a hand of friendship to ask for your partnership to defeat communism, defeat Marxism, and defeat crooked Joe Biden, who is destroying our country. He's destroying our country. We can be libertarian or anything else. This man is destroying our country. Thank you.
In the Fed. They're chanting in the Fed.
Why isn't Joe Biden here speaking to you tonight? You know why? Why isn't he? Because he can't put two sentences together. That's why he's not here. The fact is, we should not be fighting each other. If Joe Biden gets back in, there will be no more liberty for anyone in our country. Combined with us in a partnership, we're asking that of the Libertarians. We must work together. Combine with us. You have to combine with us. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. Today's radical left Democrat Party is not a Democrat Party of years ago, which still wanted big government, but at least believed in tolerance and free speech. Joe Biden's radical left Democrat Party is a fascist movement that wants to throw you in jail. If you post a meme they don't like, they want to throw you in jail if you do something that isn't quite to their liking. What you're witnessing under Biden is a toxic fusion of the Marxist left, the deep state, the military-industrial complex, the government security and surveillance services, and their partners, all merging together into a hideous perversion of the American system. And that's exactly what it is. The fact is that Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. My mission is to liberate our nation from these fascist frauds and to rescue our democracy, to restore our republic, and to evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House so that America can be a free nation once again. He's the worst in history. The Biden regime censors its critics, spies on its opposition, takes away the bank accounts of U.S. citizens as an extra form of punishment, persecutes Christians and patriotic parents, and is currently trying to put the leading candidate for president in jail. That happens to be me. While imposing a strict gag order in order to keep me from talking about their crimes and their unconstitutional acts. They want to get rid of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, due process, the right to a fair trial, and the right to counsel, all the while pushing wealth confiscation and waging endless and unnecessary wars all over the globe. Anyone can talk about defending freedom, but I've actually put everything on the line to resist these despots and these stuff.
Why are libertarians booing this? Man, these libertarians they're just soft.
Tonight as your best hope of defeating the weaponized Biden and the very evil regime that his people, because it's probably not him because he doesn't know where the hell he is, but that his people are pursuing. You can make the difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. Together we can make America freer than ever before for citizens of all backgrounds and all walks of life. We can unleash new hope, optimism, and energy. We can release limited government so that the people can have an unlimited future. United, we will be unstoppable. If we unite, we are unstoppable. I will be a true friend to libertarians in the White House. And I am proud to be the only president in 70 years who started no new wars.
That should get a big cheer from libertarians.
Military-industrial complex. I broke the stranglehold on neocons and warmongers on the Republican Party. And instead of war, I made peace in the Middle East, something nobody thought was possible, and dealt with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, where a nuclear war was guaranteed to start in a very short period of time if Hillary Clinton became president. You know, that would have been a nuclear war 100%. And you would have never had the October 7th attack in Israel. Would have never happened. And the attack in Ukraine by Russia would never, ever have happened. Wouldn't have happened. Hundreds of thousands and even millions of people would be living today. I unbound the United States from globalist agreements that surrendered our sovereignty. I withdrew from the Paris Accord. I withdrew from the anti-gun UN arms treaty. And I withdrew from the corrupt and very expensive World Health Organization. Not a good thing. I passed the most significant, and this is so important, but I passed the most significant criminal justice reform in history. And perhaps my proudest accomplishment is to have exposed the depth of corruption in the Washington swamp. Thanks to me, the entire world knows that the deep state is real, and the lamestream media is fake. It's fake.
Lamestream media. I like that. It's a new term. Let's go.
A great libertarian who may very well be in the room right now, I believe, but he's a great libertarian, DeRoy Murdoch, who I've become friends with through his writings in the American Spectator and numerous other places, wrote an article yesterday in which he mentions just some of the things that make me a libertarian without even trying to be one. That's nice. DeRoy wrote, Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party and its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States.
Hey, let's go.
That's nice.
Let's go. This crowd is...
Only if you want to win. Only if
this is funny.
Maybe you don't want to win.
I knew this would happen, too.
You don't want to win. Thank you, DeRoy.
Oh, libertarians.
If you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
Oh!
Reasons for doing so. Policy and politics are as solid as the Hope Diamond. DeRoy says this.
Shots fired.
Is very unprecedented, he said. As the Cato Institute president, Peter Gotler, observed in Thursday's Washington Post, it will be the first time a U.S. Think of this. First time in U.S. history that a presidential candidate of a rival party will address the convention of a party that is presumably gathering to nominate its own candidate. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together.
He needs to keep jabbing at them. They love that stuff.
Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the Libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important.
Trump is
the worst president in history. And together we will. And without it, there's a risk that we could have 4 more years. We won't have a country left. So what is the purpose of the Libertarian Party getting 3%? What is the reason to take a chance of having this horrible president destroy our country, which he will do in far less than 4 years? It's not going to take 4 years. That is why I'm committing to you tonight that I will put a libertarian in my cabinet and also libertarians in senior posts.
Let's go. See, he's extending the knowledge branch right there.
That's pretty big. Or you can keep going the way you have for the last long decades and get your 3% and meet again, get another 3%. No, you want to make yourself winners. It's time to be winners. You have a lot of common sense. It's time to be winners.
He's talking about 3% polling. Support. Votes.
I'm asking for the Libertarian Party's endorsement, or at least lots of your votes, lots and lots of Libertarian votes, based on my 4-year, very outstanding presidential record. Much of my record is Libertarian. As an example, D-Roy, thank you. Hey, where is D-Roy? Is he here? D-Roy, where are you? He's great. I like D-Roy. I've liked him.
This is wild, guys.
He's a libertarian.
This is crazy.
D-Roy wrote, the $1.5 trillion Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was America's largest infusion of tax release. That's the largest tax relief ever. It sliced individual tax rates for all taxpayers and slashed corporate tax rates from a punishing 35% to a globally competitive, and much more than that, only 21%, way down. It was the largest tax cut in the history of our country. Now you can like it or you don't have to like it. Immediate expensing of business equipment and other reductions fueled the best economy that our country has ever had. For 4 years, we had the best economy our country has ever had. Black and Hispanic unemployment reached the best levels in history. Female joblessness slid to levels unseen before. Black poverty collapsed to record lows. And all of the things, income inequality shrank, and it shrank at levels we've never witnessed. Between 2016 and 2019, real median household income grew. These were the Trump years. 16.4%, the highest ever, to almost $10,000 per family. Think of that. Number 2, Trump cut red tape as never before. He promised to kill 2 old regulations for every new one. And in fact, he ended up actually scrapping 8 for 1, and he was going to 12 to 1 and doing numbers that were unbelievable. Thank you, D-Roy. D-Roy is, and I'm actually just quoting from the article that came out today from D-Roy Murdoch. He said, number 3, Trump fully restrained inflation. We had practically none. Prices were rising just 1.4% as he left office. And this was a fraction of the 9% inflation that lying Joe Biden repeatedly claims Trump handed him. No, he said we handed him. No, it went up to 9% after he took over the White House and created all the inflationary acts. He did a horrible job. The 30-year mortgage rate, as Trump departed, was 2.77% versus the almost 9% today. And you, by the way, even if you pay 9%, you can't get any money. There's no money available. Trump's drill, baby, drill approach fostered energy independence, which we've never had before. Low fuel and electricity prices help moderate inflation and propel economic growth. But all of these things have now skyrocketed. They have skyrocketed to levels never seen. Inflation has hit us harder than it's probably ever hit us before, and people are suffering because of it. Trump promoted parental rights and school choice. Trump's education department repealed the so-called guidance letter that turned on-campus sexual harassment accusations into de facto criminal convictions. You know all about that. Who else would do that for you? Trump restored due process to the he said, she said minefield for your children. I know many, many people, what they've gone through with that is they've gone through hell. In a powerful blow, Trump required universities to respect the First Amendment lest they lose their federal funds. I said, you don't respect the First Amendment, we're taking away all of your federal funding. Trump torpedoed Obamacare's individual mandate and got rid of many of its taxes. Medical price transparency empowered consumers to shop for health care services and compare costs. And this is one of the biggest things that's happened, and it's reducing the price of drugs and everything related to drugs and medical care at levels not seen before. This will soon be happening. The competition is now slowing what were ballooning health care expenses. Trump signed right to try. Terminally ill patients now can receive experimental and possibly life-saving treatments. And when at death's door, what do these suffering Americans have to lose? What do they have to lose, you ask? They are so thousands and thousands of people are now living because of right to try. Trump nominated some 300 constitutionalist federal judges, a record, including a seldom-seen 3 Supreme Court justices in one presidential term. Very rarely seen before, if ever. Trump canceled and defunded federal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and other state-funded racism schemes. The VA Mission Act, which Trump signed, lets military veterans receive federally funded medical care in the private sector if delays prevent their treatment in VA hospitals. In other words, if they're delayed, they can go out and get a private doctor. We pay the bill. They go out, they get a private doctor, they get better. People were waiting online for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, and not anymore. Trump signed a measure that streamlined dismissals of federal bureaucrats who abuse America's beloved veterans. He got NATO countries to pay hundreds of billions of dollars more for their protection. The only president who did so, and substantially reducing what we were forced to pay. We got them to pay, other nations to pay hundreds of billions of dollars that they weren't paying. No other president was able to do that, reducing very substantially what we paid. During the Trump administration, we had peace through strength. No wars other than the complete and total destruction of ISIS. And DeRoy ended by saying that most libertarians would say this is a non-exhaustive roster of accomplishments like no other, that it truly shines. So again, DeRoy, thank you very much. DeRoy Murdoch, I appreciate it. We could not have written that better. And as you say, there were many other things we did that were quite libertarian also. So I want to thank you very much. That was a great article. Thank you. DeRoy Murdoch, thank you. When I return to the White House, we will break the deep state grip on our democracy once and for all. I did far more than any other president in that regard. As an example, I inherited James Comey, a terrible, terrible person from the Obama administration. And very early on, I fired him and lots of others at the FBI in addition to thousands and thousands of corrupt and unnecessary people throughout our government. And now we are going to finish the job. We will root out the sickness that has taken over our Justice Department, our FBI, and other agencies. Our goal will be nothing less than the rebirth of fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. Since the day he took office, Joe Biden has worked to persecute political dissidents, including conservatives, Catholics, and other Christians and opponents of his weaponized state. Right now, the Biden DOJ is trying to put Christians in prison for 11 years for the crime of singing hymns. The moment I win the election, I will appoint a special task force to rapidly review the cases of every political prisoner who has been unjustly persecuted by the Biden administration so that I can sign their pardons or commutations on day one.
You should say, I will free Ross.
Are helping to lead that task force. You'll be on that task force, many of you. As everyone knows, it will be my great honor to pardon the peaceful January 6 protesters, or, as I often call them, the hostages. They're hostages. There has never been a group of people treated so harshly or unfairly in our country's history. This abuse will be rectified, and it will be rectified very quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht, who was sentenced of time served.
There it is. Oh my God, this is awesome. This is the best. Oh man, Trump. Trump just has giant balls. He's so cool. Well, if you guys want to free Ross, elect Donald Trump.
He's already served 11 years. We're going to get him home. We're going to get him home. I'm proud that I have put forward a detailed plan to smash the censorship and industrial complex and restore free speech. On day one, I will sign an executive order banning federal agencies from colluding to censor the lawful speech of American citizens. And we will remove the rogue bureaucrats who conspire to take away your First Amendment freedoms. We will do that quickly. I will once again slash a record number of liberty-destroying regulations. I will stop Joe Biden's plan for the largest tax. He is going to give you the largest tax increase in the history of our country. And I will end that. And I will make the Trump tax cuts the biggest in the history of our country. We will make them permanent tax cuts. We will also stop the massive Biden inflation tax, a stealth tax by which crooked Joe Biden is printing trillions and trillions of dollars and plundering it for the cronies and political friends that he's got all over Washington. And we will cancel the Green New Deal, which is the Green New Scam. It's a big scam. We will terminate Crooked Joe's insane electric vehicle mandate. And we're going to bring your energy costs down by 60 and 70% because we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We will eliminate illegal government discrimination, return to a society based on individual rights and individual merit.
Trump is killing it. Oh, by the way, Ross Ulbricht. He created and ran the Silk Road. He's in, the feds gave him life in prison. That's who Ross is. In the Fed. Let's hear it, Trump.
Thank you.
In the Fed next.
I will also stop Joe Biden's crusade to crush crypto. We're going to stop it. I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Let's go. That came from Vivek.
Immediately end the humanitarian disaster on our southern border. We will end it quickly. You cannot have capitalism and also have open borders, because you will soon be turned into a socialist nation, then a poor nation, and finally you will be a failed nation. By ending the border crisis, which we will do immediately, we will save freedom, prosperity, and capitalism in America. And before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled, so we quit spending hundreds of billions of dollars to fight other people's wars, and so that we start immediately saving thousands and thousands of lives. And I am committed to restoring peace and restoring stability, and to stopping Joe Biden's march to World War III. You know you're being led right into World War III. You know that. You're going to have World War III, and it will be a war like no other because of the weaponry, the massive weaponry. It will be a war like no other. We will stop it, and I'm the only one that's going to be able to stop it. I will protect American sovereignty from the creeping hands of global government. And as we speak, Joe Biden's minions are in Geneva, secretly negotiating to surrender more of our liberty to the World Health Organization. Drafts of the agreement show that they want to subjugate America to foreign nations, attack free speech, empower the World Health Organization to redistribute American resources. They're going to take our money and send it all over the world to other countries that we need for our own citizens in the event of a pandemic. And it can happen again. I am hereby demanding that Joe Biden submit these monstrosities to the Senate as treaties. They have to be submitted as treaties, because he cannot be allowed to do that. Destroy our country, he is. If he does not, I will rip them up and throw them out on day one of the Trump administration. On education, we will cut federal funding for any school pushing Marxist and communist race and gender theories on our children.
It's a big one right there.
Keep men out of women's sports. And I will not give one penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. We will shut down our out-of-control federal Department of Education and give it back to the states and local governments. I will return power to the states, local governments, and to the American people. I am a believer in the 10th Amendment. I will always defend religious liberty and the right to keep and bear arms. And I will secure our elections. So in conclusion, to every freedom lover here today, and there are a lot of them, and all across our land, I say, this is no ordinary election. Freedom itself is at stake. This will be the most important election in the history of our country. So if you want to strike a blow against the corrupt system in Washington, if you want to send a message to all of the people who want to take away your liberty, then right now, in this election, we need your help. We need your support. When I'm in the White House, you will always find an open door to the Oval Office. Together, we are taking on some of the most menacing forces and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. But no matter how hateful or corrupt the communists and criminals we're fighting are, and they are vicious and they are corrupt, you must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you, belongs to you. This is your home, this is your heritage, and our American liberty is your God-given right. 2024 is our final battle. With your help, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country, and we will drain the swamp, and we will restore and rescue our country from these tyrants and villains once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the great liberation of America begins on November 5th, 2024. It will be the most important day in the history of our country, and the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. I want to thank you. I want your support. And again, you can either nominate us and put us in the position or give us your votes. I would say nominate or give us your votes, but we want libertarian votes because you stand for what we stand for, and don't waste a vote. And don't allow the worst president in the history of our country to come back and do the final destruction of America. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless you.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh, my thing's all, there we go. Oh, what do you guys think about that one? Hold on. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. You know, all of these libertarians, it started off a lot of boos. There's a lot of MAGA people there too, but there was a lot of libertarians there, and these hardcore libertarians, there were a lot of boos. There really were, okay? But some of these things that Donald Trump offered in this speech, he said that he was going to put libertarians in his administration. So Donald Trump is he's telling them, like, listen, you know, he's throwing jabs at them. He's like, okay, you guys only get like 3% a year. Do you guys want that to keep happening? I mean, that's embarrassing.
Getting a lot of reaction.
What is happening? Hold on. I can't even think with that lady talking in the background. It's too. I'll put it quieter. How about that?
President Trump.
It was like, listen, you guys only get 3% a year. Like, is that what you guys? Is that what you guys are gonna do? Like for the rest of your lives? For forever? I will offer you guys seats in my administration. I will offer you guys to commute Ross Albright sentence as time served. Which literally that's what everyone's demanding, free Ross. But I did notice even after that there were some libertarians that were still booing, which I thought was kind of crazy. I was like, literally, Donald Trump is offering you guys just about everything, and you guys are still booing. I thought that was pretty insane. Okay. Let me get a little reaction from you guys. Hold on. I have to resize this because there we go. I had when I clicked out of here, this thing got all messed up. Okay. What did you guys think of this? I thought it was pretty. I thought Donald Trump did fantastic. He took some jabs at the libertarians, which I think is good because the libertarians, they don't like to, you know, they're a pretty crazy bunch. They're pretty rambunctious.
Text the word Trump to 989898. Get your free information.
Took a few jabs at them. We have Per Kayla. I have tears in my eyes for real. He is amazing. You know, I agree. Donald Trump did a fantastic job. At first, you could tell he was kind of like getting a feel for the crowd. I was a little bit nervous at first. I really was, because he comes out there and I don't think he's really used to dealing with such a hostile crowd. And I would say probably about, 8 minutes into the speech, he kind of gained his composure there. And he really let her rip. I don't know. It's just really funny seeing Trump in that environment. It really is. Oh, yeah. Derek says Trump makes common sense. It's huge. Yes, correct. Yes. Don says these are not real libertarians. I don't know. I think there are a lot of real libertarians here, but libertarians tend to be a very contrary bunch. they're very hard to
It's unlike any cream on the
convince is the word I'm looking for.
You need this in your
Laura Cloza says Antifa plants. There could be some in there. I don't know. You never know.
fewer wrinkles, lightning of
Can't wait for Trump to jail the likes of Letitia James and Fannie Willis. Yeah.
This is for men and women, teenagers.
Anna says Trump 2024.
Type in the promo code RSBN to get 10% off your order. Tax Network.
And Jeremy Brummer, he says, I think Trump won them over. I think Trump won over a lot of them.
Get you on the right.
He offered them positions in his administration, and he also said he was going to free Ross Albright.
Years of experience,
That's, as far as a negotiation is concerned, that's a lot of it. And also, he said, I'm not going to start any new wars. As far as negotiations go, that's a lot going to the Libertarian Party. But I think the war thing was already Trump he's got a track record for that.
TNUSA.com/RSBN. TNUSA.com/RSBN. Thanks.
All right, Michelle. Hand claps for Donald Trump.
Libertarian National Convention in Washington, D.C. Saturday night has concluded with President Trump.
Michelle says they'll never say they're going to vote for him, but they'll vote for him. That's actually a good possibility. That could be true.
Washington, D.C. But
there's one of those. Oh, hold on a second. Let me take this out of the.
But they did what they were told.
This guy was just waving around one of those rubber chickens.
Libertarian Party.
I didn't hear any of the rubber chickens. Did you guys?
And it's okay to have different views. Don't be like a college.
Per says balls of steel. Yeah, Donald Trump. He showed off there. It was fantastic.
Like the views of.
All right, guys. But before we end this stream, I do want to check out the reaction on Twitter. See if anything interesting happened that we missed before we get out of here. All right. Let me just search Libertarian. See if anything interesting happened. We still have Dave Smith. Okay. Let's see. What is this?
That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want.
This is my favorite part.
Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
Hey, Trump. Hey, that was a jab. That was my favorite part of the entire speech right there. Keep getting your 3%. Oh, that was just fantastic. All right. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything anybody else is saying about this. Trump roasts, this is from AF Post. Trump roast attendees booing him at the Libertarian Party. Maybe you don't want to win. Keep getting your 3%. Yeah, that's right. Keep getting that. Getting nowhere. Join forces with America first. How about that? Let's get somewhere. Let's at least move the needle in the right direction. Come on, we need that. Tim Pool says, Trump's source says Trump will commute the sentence of Ross Albright to time served. And of course, we have Ed Krasenstein right here. This is like this is the most, I can't say, I do not like this guy on Twitter. Let's just say that. I do not like Ed Krasenstein. He says, fun fact, Trump isn't president. He can't commute anyone. Well, fun fact, Trump will be president. And of course, Donald Trump also called on the Libertarian Party to nominate him for president. Could you guys imagine the first Libertarian in office, Donald Trump? That would be crazy. Has any other individual ever been like dual nominees, Libertarian and Republican? Do you guys know? I haven't heard of that. I've never heard of that. Laura Loomer, of course, she is on Twitter and she's typing away because she is the biggest Trump fan I know. But she says President Trump just said he's asking for the endorsement of the Libertarian National Party or Libertarian Party and promised to have all libertarians in his cabinet, or to have libertarians, not all libertarians, if he is reelected. The crowd booed. What is wrong with these people? Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, come on, are you guys kidding me? He just offered to bring you guys, some of your leaders, into his cabinet. That's like win-win for everybody. Why would you boo that? That's why I said, why would you boo that? I think it was during the stream, like when we're watching the speech. I said, why would you boo that? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this is the talk of everyone right now. Hey, look at this. President Trump and Afro Man. Donald Trump is really getting close to these rappers, huh? I know he's been an icon. He's been in a lot of rap songs. But Donald Trump is really palling around with these rappers. Sleepy Hollow, Chef G, and Afro Man. Have you guys seen that music video and song, Hunter Got High? It's fantastic. It's great. So, Afro Man confirmed Trump MAGA fan. Okay, what else we have? All right, guys. Before I get off here, let me hear from you. Let me hear from you guys. We got 315 people watching, and we got 315 likes. Whoa, that's pretty wild. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for watching, for hanging out. We got, of course, Michelle. Let's thank our mods, Michelle and Jeremy Brummer in the chat. If you guys haven't liked the stream yet or press subscribe, do it. Do it now. Michelle, I'm not responsible for what Michelle does if you don't do that. I'm telling you. She's crazy. Jeremy Brummer, my brother, thank you. We have Angela Snowden. They have to think and ponder deeply. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot. There's going to be did you guys notice that in the background? This libertarian took his clothes off. I didn't even notice that on stage. Yeah, that's what a lot of libertarians do. They just like chaos. Made in USA says Rand Paul. Maggie says no. Michelle says love Laura Loomer. Yep, Laura Loomer, good friend of mine, actually. I met her in Georgia when Donald Trump was getting arrested by Fani Willis when he had his mugshot taken. I met Laura Loomer. Big fan of her. Jeremy says 325 live hit that like button and boost the algorithm. That's correct. YouTube do not like channels like mine. They really don't. But we've been blessed over here. I never thought I would even get to where I'm at right now. I've got almost 19,000 subscribers. Never thought I'd get there. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. It's pretty cool. Appreciate you guys. John from Arkansas. How's it going, John? I have family in Arkansas. I even saw my sister in the chat earlier. She was in the chat, and she probably left. She probably left because she's not loyal. Come on, Valerie. Where you at? You're not even watching. And here I am saying your name. Wow. I'm just kidding, of course. Joe says, unwoke thoughts. This was awesome tonight. Hey, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Laura I always mess up your username. Laura Cazzola. Okay, that's easier. Unwoke rocks. Thank you. I will take that. I'll take the compliments. GJ says, see you all. Thanks for hanging out, GJ. Derek says, great show. Thank you. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good Memorial Day weekend. Go out, get some sun today or tomorrow. Probably too late right now. Get some sun tomorrow. Hang out with some family, hang out with some friends. Have a good time. Be social. And talk to everybody about America and what is great, the great country of America. We need more patriots out there. There's too much America hate in the world right now, especially in America. There's too many people that are hating on America. They don't appreciate the country. So go out there, be social, talk to your friends, talk to family, have a barbecue, and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you.